don't exist in my pedigree. In my family, hostile is hereditary. Violence passed through our genome like offering plates. I grew from a tree watered by bloodbaths, and I've been bathing in them ever since. In my house, silence don't sit steady. Too used to holding screams where tonsils used to be. Too used to scrambling egg like when the bombs went off. My mama carried wrath in her pelvis, and every time she contracted, she birthed them demon babies. Laborious pain made her more potent woman, more restless leg syndrome woman. You can't keep me still woman. At 4, I remember how she moved when the raid seeped in. The cocaine she found in my father's pocket that sent her swinging Joe Louis like she threw blow for his blow, sent him stumbling back through punches like jungle juice, through household items like shot put, sent my father running. I remember peeking into the bedroom, her leaning over my brother's crib where lullabies should have existed, but as she hurled an iron at my father's head, brimstone rained down. Used her wrath to ignite his burning, set clothes on fire when she didn't want him to come back. Said, you can't live here without acquiring scars. Said, if you don't do right by me, you best not do nothing. Told him she knew how to sculpt wounds better than marble. He wore gashes as proof of her artistic genius. But it didn't start with my mother. She was just nourished by our blood tree. Her father knew how to beat skin until it fused with bone. Knew how to flatten bone until it shaped into mask. Knew how to paint faces until they didn't look like faces. Picasso, his inspiration. My mama told me she remembers her mother's face expanding like glass blowing. How all the heat from granddad's hands transferred to grandma's cheeks, 2,000 degrees, swelling blood cells into a furnace full of crimson tears. She asked if I could imagine what it would be like to not recognize who raised me. Said, silence don't sit steady in this house for a reason. In this family, we carry trauma in our throats. We learn mangled faces, then we practice mangled fists. Said she learned it from her daddy, who learned it from his daddy. Said her children learned it from her. At 7, I remember sitting in our van scribbling out the rainbow when my brother launched on my back and started stabbing. A hole for every year of my existence, lead poison circulating through my blood flow, peroxide scorching my back. I kept thinking, if we had been in our kitchen, there would have been no rainbow left in my coloring book. In my family, we teach our children brass knuckles and baseball bats. We wrap our madness around our wrists like pit bull leashes. Auntie taught us to carry butcher knives in our trench coats. Mama taught us anything could be a weapon. Taught us that our pain was the most lethal one of them all. In my family, we learned how to scrap before we learned how to kiss. Took us generations before any of us learned how to kiss. And even when we tie up our rage long enough to pucker our lips, we never let our fingers unravel from our palms too loosely.